Good morning from PMI on day 2. I'm joined by Logs.io's Samuel Scott, who just touched on the issue of the billions we're losing in display advertising. It's a massive problem to tackle on the second day of PMI. Samuel, can you just give us a quick overview of what you covered in the session and the scale of the problem?
Sure. Well, in the last year alone, £8 billion of online display ad spend was lost due to ad fraud. And this was, again, in the last year alone, just in the UK.
Right, okay. So are there any kind of tips you could give to advertisers to kind of combat ad fraud or increase their viewability rates?
Sure. The number one thing I would do is to not run display ads at all for 3 reasons. One, ad networks fail to deliver the right ad 15% of the time. There's about half of the internet is bot traffic, and when bots go to websites, when they pull up a request of a web page that creates impressions, advertisers pay for those impressions when it's a robot that's seen them. And third, actually, those are the main 2 reasons.
Okay. So in the questions at the end, I think a question came up about ad blockers. What you said was that marketers are kind of thinking like marketers as opposed to thinking like consumers. Can you just touch on that?
Sure. During the session, somebody asked me, well, if consumers install AdBlock Plus, what if, aren't they thinking, well, what if I might miss an ad for a product I really want to see, something I always buy? But when marketers ask that question, they're thinking like marketers, and they're not thinking like consumers. Because when I install AdBlock Plus, and I'm a marketer, I'm not thinking about the ads that I might miss. I'm thinking about how can I use my phone in a way where advertisers aren't interrupting me every 5 seconds with ads. I'm a marketer, and I think that. So my solution is not to use display ads at all, to use different ad tech, such as Google AdWords and other similar ad technologies.
Okay. It's probably quite a contentious subject for our sort of attendance at PMI, but why do you think it's a kind of good platform to bring up this discussion?
Right, that's a good question. So basically, conferences like PMI that are focused on ad tech, people come here because they want to learn about the best practices in online advertising. And one of the best practices in online advertising is to learn how to avoid ad fraud to get the biggest ROI for your ad budget. So PMI, in my opinion, is one of the best conferences to bring up this topic.
Okay, thanks very much, Samuel.
Thank you.